beat.
That's right, that's right. And I do love to see Koji also. He's got the awesome costume on. We're getting into this winners finals to kick this bad boy off. Such a cool character, such an awesome, hard to hit, quick damage racking up type character, but you know, it's got a glass jaw, an easy character to take out.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect way to put it. That glass jaw, indeed, just you crack him once and he's going to fall to shambles in pieces on the ground. He can be so hard to hit. And just look how quick his attacks come out, and that's a tribute to the amount of dexterity he has. But man, does it make it so hard being the person on the other end of that and trying to punish him.
Exactly. It's like, you know, you can take him out if you can touch him, but for some reason he's just moving around. He is the Flash, and trying to guard on the edge right now was not able to complete the sequence to take the stock, but there's a lot of damage on Vortex right now, and Vortex is going to have to make something happen with these gauntlets. I like the combinations they're putting together, just not making hard enough reads on the dodges is what I'm seeing so far, but it's the beginning of the game, right? You can't go too hard. Got to feel them out.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. You really just kind of have to reset the same scenarios over and over and try to get a read off of your opponent's habits. Which way is he going every time I sidelight? Which way is he going every time I go for a neutral air? And then eventually you'll put it all together and you'll make something beautiful.
Yeah, and when people use it correctly, goodness gracious, the neutral actually going to take that stock, and that's one thing we weren't saying. That character right there is also got a glass jaw, so we got two featherweights out here on the board getting KO'd by basic stuff like that.
Yeah, and the good thing is, like, Koji definitely a little bit lighter on the board. Val on the other end actually has like a fair amount more thickness to her than Koji does. So then it's like, all right, Val should in theory be living a little bit longer, but Tiger, you know, seemingly making it feel like completely same happenstance here with the amount of damage he's able to get in there.
Yeah, Val isn't Jiro, right? But it's not the highest tier of defense. But right now, just gonna get some nice combinations put together. Got a tied game, trying to guard on the edge. Very good read on the jump right before Vortex came up to attack. And Tiger's just racking it up right now. Look at that. Nice combination, but what in the world? Missed the down air and still was able to get a neutral, just racking up more and more damage. Off the side, what are we gonna get?
And I love the options that Vortex is going for here. Every time he has the gauntlets in hand and he goes for a neutral air, he has to make a choice of which direction am I going to send him? Am I going to send him off stage, or am I going to try to throw him back on stage for a combo? And you saw that time he was like, you know what? I think I want to take him off the stage and go for a bigger, riskier play.
Yeah, didn't really chase on it, didn't capitalize, but, you know, you put somebody off the edge, it kind of just gives you that time to relax and reassess neutral, right? Just what are we going to do after this? Even if you don't go for the chase, throwing them off the side is a good option.
Taking a look, I mean, Tiger, this second stock from both of these players, Vortex doing an immaculate job of hanging on as well, missing that conversion. That would have been death. Missed it a second time right there. Doesn't get the D-Light into recovery, and Vortex has to be hurting a little bit because he should be in the lead right now. Tiger, though, might be able to pull out an edge guard here.
Almost. After that gravity cancel D-Light, I was looking for a Sayer. That would have been the one to get that stock for for Vortex. But right now, it's just both players on the edge of death, and Tiger is going to be able to take the stock and take a lead. It's just going to be one touch. Just sneeze on him. He's out of here. Just can't really get touched too many times right now.
And Tiger with the drip. That bow is the cleanest thing I've ever seen. Vortex saying, stop looking at Tiger and look at me, because I want to be the star of the show here. As we wind down into the final stocks of game one, Vortex with superior positioning. Decent amount of damage, but needs to get back down to the ground.
Yeah, we're looking for it. You're making me look at that bow, man. It looks like it's got blades on the end. That thing is sick. But we're trying to see some sick combos, see if we can string it together and take this game. Vortex is going to want to really put these gauntlets to use in this last stock and maybe just steal it before Tiger gets to settle in and really get to work him in this neutral like he's doing right now.
Oh, that down air might have spelled death. Vortex,
oh,
the air dodge
almost.
up, man, just to sneak through. There's going to be a chance potentially for a comeback. Has a weapon now and pretty good positioning on the stage. Throws it away with that gravity cancel end light, but not a huge punish from Tiger. What a read!
Ooh.
Vortex, this could be it for Tiger.
That's it!
He doesn't have enough.
He didn't have the dodge anymore. Didn't have the dodge anymore, and I guess he didn't realize one of his jumps were snatched, so he didn't really touch the ground before he got hit with that forward sig, and that is going to spell the game 1-0 going in the favor of Vortex. My goodness.
Yeah, and that's just the difference between Tiger not getting that edge guard or not, right? If
Yes.
Vortex hadn't gotten that chance to make it back on stage and grab those gauntlets, Tiger would not have even have been in that position. So Tiger's definitely probably like, wow, man, I kind of let him snatch one from me. I need to clean it up as we go into game 2, and I'm confident he can. He hasn't been the champion this long for nothing.
That's right. That's right. Tiger can definitely do it. Look, he's got the gold blade out, the chosen one. Gonna go up against a fire hydrant in the hands of Val. But I mean, got to give credit to Vortex. Vortex really did the thing to secure that game. Very solid play, right? Like we've seen a lot of aggressive play tonight in the Australian region. A lot of high risk plays. Tried to go for it there here in SEA, but it didn't work out. But that first game was very calm and concise from both players.
No, and I have to agree. Even their weapon skins talk about the way they want to play their characters, right? The fire extinguisher in the hands of Vortex saying, I'm going to brute force my way with a blunt object to victory, whereas Tiger, you know, a little bit more calculated, a little bit more calm. You can even see it in the way that they're playing. Vortex is running forward, and he does not slow down.
Man, Vortex is piecing it up right now. He had a big-time health deficit, but really got their way back into this game. Nice unarmed challenge from Tiger to try to stay in this. Throws another one, doesn't get punished for it, and now we have an unarmed on the side of Vortex.
Here we go, Vortex waiting for the weapon. He gets the sword here. And the thing is, I feel like, you know, despite the fact that Tiger's the one playing Koji, you know, a legend that can kind of throw out more attacks more rapidly, I feel like Vortex has been probably throwing out more attacks than Tiger has this game.
I definitely agree. Vortex is being very, very aggressive. And that's, you know, that's one of the many strategies you can have against Koji, right? If you control neutral and you're the one throwing out all the buttons, they don't give him a chance to be swift and strike you to death. I mean, that's a good look. But still going to lose the first stock no matter how many buttons were thrown out in that first life. And going to have to take this one quick.
And that's the kind of the disadvantage of when it gets to those high damage scenarios where either you or opponent can get KO'd. You can kind of feel like, I'm still the person throwing out attacks, and you try to wind back a little bit, but you can still find yourself getting caught. And that's what happened to Vortex there. But despite that, able to go ahead and secure that stock and bring the stock lead, or rather the stock count, back to even.
Man, Vortex tried to throw the weapon of steel, but Tiger was able to get it back right there. And there we go. Vortex able to get a weapon really, really fast. Nice way to secure and keep up this pressure. Tried to go for the gusto with the ground pound, but just a perfect dodge from Tiger to get his way out of that situation.
And you see, something like that is what shows you that Vortex is a tricky player. Everyone knows when you get hit by that nair right there, the jump down air is guaranteed, and a lot of players won't even be pressing the dodge button because they expect you to go for the guaranteed option. But Vortex went for that ground pound, tried to get a very sneaky early kill, but Tiger was rewarded for being aware.
Very, very aware. That was a hard defensive read, and that is going to lead to him having the lead big time right now. My goodness. And sitting on orange, I think this is actually the biggest lead we've seen in this set so far. Having just orange while you take a stock from the other. They've both been on hot red when they take a stock as of so far.
Here we go, Tiger. You know, saying, hey, I need to get myself a game on the board here, in a pretty good spot to go ahead and take it. But the Val Nutrisig coming out from Vortex, probably going to see quite a few more of those. Definitely her best sword sig and extremely hard to punish. And you combine that with the rest of the sword kit, the gravity cancel, D-Light recovery becomes that much more potent of an option because you're waiting for that Nutrisig.
That's right. Very good pressure on the side of Vortex to get that stock out of there. But right now, eating that freebie damage before he can get back into the game. And I'm loving these neutral lights, right? Throw him down and make him guess the situation, but not really capitalizing. The Sig almost hit. That actually could have been game.
And this is how you can tell that Vortex is once again a kind of like ride or die type player, going for these gravity cancel D-Lights, even though if he gets hit without his dodge, it can be extremely detrimental. But you can see when he just decides to go for the very confident play, it can definitely pan out as he just gets so many unanswered hits from Tiger. Tiger barely hung on in that game.
That was kind of crazy. I didn't see it happening like that. I actually thought Vortex was on a run and was going to be able to take that one, but Tiger, the mental fortitude, stood strong and was able to take that game. And look at that right there, scooped right under the bottom, stopped the edge guard on the replay from Tiger. Tiger with the weapon toss. It's like it doesn't matter how much you take away from him. If you give him that small little inch, he's going to take a mile.
That's what makes him so scary, right? That's why he's been a top contender for so long. He does not tend to crack under pressure, and I think, you know, I don't think that's really a disputable fact. Just look at his trophy cabinet, you know, like it's pretty extensive. So I was like, all right, well, we kind of knew that, but it's a moment like that that really shows you the difference between, you know, losing and being down 2-0 or being 1-1. Oh,
went for the gusto, but able to touch the wall is Tiger, and Tiger fighting back. Man, how do you just have the confidence? I mean, I guess it's a do or die situation, but the way he approached that recovery was dizzle.
Oh man, nah, you definitely said it right. I mean, boom, there goes one. Vortex feeling, I'd argue, quite a bit more comfortable on this stage, and that's kind of another thing about Small Enigma that can make the difference between like a good player and a great player is how comfortable they are maneuvering around a tri-platform layout. Really sets a cut above, you know, this stage for other people in comparison to other players.
That is actually a really big deal. I don't think people pay attention to that a lot in platform fighters. Man, you put those triple plats out there and you got to be a completely different type of player. It's a whole different type of game plan and movement across the map, right?
100%. You can dash one way and then dash off the corner, and you'll get a completely different momentum boost as a movement option that you just don't have on other stages. You combine that with a cheeky sig, and you can really, really confuse people. But just like that, Tiger's able to respond back, has himself back in the game, has quite a bit of a damage deficit, but you know, once again, it's Koji. He's going to be able to shoot out those rapid attacks and rack up damage fairly quickly.
I'm liking that Vortex is deciding to stay away right now, trying to get the weapon, and what a quick snatch, able to get the weapon, right? Only took maybe 2 hits, and that's what you want to do. Like, he could have just fought unarmed, but sometimes you take too much damage, and that's too much of a risk, especially when you have a good lead like this.
Oh wow, and gets
nice catch
on the down air. Yeah, that's crazy, because down air and neutral air from Sword are one of those moves that you don't get punished for. You throw that out, you know it's pretty safe. But oh my gosh, Tiger just sudden switch of aggression there, catching me unaware, and Vortex dropping the potential KO right there with a delay recovery. Tiger meaning that he gets another chance to rack up some damage.
That was such a nice little combo to take that stock. Just caught him trying to leak back up on the stage. I think he was probably looking for maybe a jump Sayer, but he just caught him slipping. Caught him right there on the ground. Grounded. Oh my gosh! Tried to go for the aggressive, get you out of here quick. And that is kind of the things you want to do when you're playing somebody like Tiger with the comeback capabilities he has.
Yeah, but you know, in this scenario, already got him in the light yellow on his final stock. Vortex definitely has a decent chunk more life to this stock, I believe. I mean, Koji won't be able to KO with the SIG at this range. You know, we'll get him off stage, but won't be able to KO with a SIG. Maybe now if it's like a sword side SIG, but still, the bow down SIG, you kind of have to watch out for now, because in the corner, it'll certainly KO now.
Very good movement. That little short hop right over the D-Light from Tiger. And Vortex is trying to close this bad boy out. The punishes are there every time. Punish right back from Tiger. We're going to get a weapon swap. Is that what you wanted? Okay. Wow. That was actually gorgeous. That was beautiful.
So now Tiger, you know, in a pretty good spot to try to bring this back. No weapon, weapon starved, potentially no, doesn't get that final hit. Vortex just goes for the ground pound. This could be so bad. Ooh, oh my gosh, Tiger.
And that's going to be the turnaround from Vortex.
Man, Tiger had, he was sniffing something out there. You could kind of see it. He was like, had Vortex off stage, clearly had superior positioning, and was making what seemed like the right decisions for a while up until one moment. And that's when Vortex just struck.
Man, that dodge, they just showed it on the replay again, man. That dodge was perfection. Pinpoint any sooner or any later, and you, sir, were a goner. Perfect. Kudos to Vortex for that defensive movement straight into the offensive KO.
But now we have a little bit of something different here, right? We have Brawlhalla, so got quite a bit of no room. You know, you guys got to get up close and personal on this stage if y'all trying to scrap. And on top of that, we have Tiger on the Brent.
Yeah, I like the Bryn switch. I feel like this is the Tiger character, right? His Koji's very, very, very good, but when he switches to Bryn, it's business. It's all business.
God.
Look at it. You know what I mean? I call it getting tinked up when you're getting hit by the axe consecutively.
100%.
You know what I mean? He's getting tinked up. Oh my gosh.
What do you do? Oh my gosh. Perfect response. We're seeing perfect axe play, honestly, here. Tiger kind of getting unanswered here. That Enlight, the last thing he's been hit by in probably the past 30 seconds. And I don't know. You keep playing like that, and that's going to be a really bad time for Vortex. I don't think Vortex was expecting this crazy axe. Tiger, he's doing great.
Yeah, it's the accuracy, man. It's the accuracy. It's just so on point. Look at that. I'm popping you. If you try to come through, I know when to move back. And just being so worried about it, Vortex got a touch and just backed off, didn't decide to go for anything, but beautiful pickup and even the game up while I'm talking, you know what I mean? I'm thinking Vortex is being shy, and Vortex went to the meet and greet and taught him how to get off the stage.
No, I'm saying, Vortex, I mean, staying ever resilient in their playstyle, always running first, always going for these hard, crazy reads, and sometimes, you know, finding great success.
That's right. I love how Tiger did an attack and didn't decide to spot dodge. He just dodged backwards, just dashed backwards and punished. And it just knew there was going to be no follow-up from Vortex. That is a read of all reads. The Sair into the weapon toss, that's going to be the end of that stock. That was quick work from this beautiful Bryn of Tigers.
And yeah, I gotta say, Tiger, if you had your back against the rope, right? You're down 2-1, and you're like, man, what is the decision I need to make to give me the highest chance of winning? I think that you definitely cashed out right here with this Bryn pick. I don't think this was a terrible pick by any means. This axe play is amazing, and you picked right, kid.
Yeah, definitely picked right. Chasing him down, tried to hit the Sair. The neutral from Vortex is going to be a good look. Popped him, that was an aggressive recovery right there. Just got back on the stage, popped him straight in his mouth. My goodness. Trying to take this over, but going to lose the stock after doing some very, very good damage. Vortex is on the brink of death. Going to have to see what you can do. I like how you're trying to weapon starve him a little bit and try to get some damage. Don't let him get that axe back, or you're going to be looking at a problem.
Okay, and Vortex, you know, these are gauntlets. You get them off stage, it can go very poorly. You can already see Vortex going for the nair, saying, hey, if I can just get him below me, I can win the game right now, right? Always going for these cheeky, risky plays, even that read right there again. And that's what makes him so scary. But Tiger does find the anti-air in the D-Light and says, you know what? I'm not going to risk anything. Instead of going for this air, goes for the recovery to KO him off the top.
Yeah, put out the giant hitbox, right? Made sure it was broad enough. If you dodge up, if you dodge a little bit to the side diagonally, you're just not going to get out of the way of it. Perfect read from Tiger. Tiger with that throw off the side, man. It's always good to see a well-placed weapon throw, especially knowing that the person doesn't have a dodge. It's just high IQ play right there.
Yeah, and especially like you go for that D-Light, and a lot of people, I don't know, sometimes when you go for the recovery conversion, sometimes you don't get it true. Like sometimes it's like there's like a 1 dodge frame window, 2 dodge frame window, and you're like, dang, but the fact that the hitbox is so big, it covers wherever they dodge anyway, like you were saying earlier. So it's just like, it's such a good tool to have in your arsenal.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just a rank boy myself, and that weapon itself just drives me absolutely insane. But it ain't about me. It's about Tiger and Vortex, and we're going in this next game, and they're both swinging, going hammer time to try to get this first stock and get an early lead.
Oh, Vortex, you know, still hunting, man. Like, I've never seen a player smell blood quite the way Vortex does. Just even stutter stepping with the movement to really try and get the spacing just right. You can see just how much their positioning on the map matters to them. And that's what makes these players so great, right? They're just so good at trying to take every little advantage they can to get ahead of their opponent. And in a moment like that, it pays off for Vortex.
Yeah, that was a beautiful sequence to take that stock. But, I mean, as you were saying about the movement, I try to tell people when they're learning this game, my brother thinks, like, you know, he's like, I don't understand how you can be very good at Brawlhalla because there's not too much in the game. It's all about movement. That's what this game is about. You know, there's small combos here and there, but when your movement turns into schmovement, that's when you become one of these tournament gods.
That's exactly facts, man. And people will go to the hyperbolic time chamber and just grind movement for hours. Like, it's one of those skills that is that important. And right there, we're gonna speak of the lack of movement from Vortex because unfortunately they weren't able to get back onto the stage there. But it's okay. They do have a little damage lead.
Yeah, got a little bit on there. The neutral is almost gonna tie that bad boy up, but nice weapon toss. I'm liking the use of weapon throws from Vortex. Vortex has actually been doing that since game 1 and been pretty pinpoint on landing the throw and getting the weapon back. Look at it, just back to back to back. And not even really gonna guard too tough. Tried to go for the gusto, wasn't gonna be able to land it. And now let's see if Tiger can turn this around because he's eating so much damage sitting on bright red.
That's the thing about Vortex. Vortex is the kind of player that's always going to go for that, but they always sneak it in at these what seems like inopportune moments that they always catch their opponent sleeping so they don't get punished for it.
Yeah, my goodness, the accuracy catch. I like how Vortex keeps doing that sig right after every knockdown, right? At first I was like, what is that? Is that like for a positioning or what are you doing? That's low-key a taunt.
You know, everyone got their little thing they got to do in between the stocks.
Right?
I'm wondering, man, because Vortex kind of has Tiger on the ropes here. I mean, up a full stock. Tiger probably needs an axe and like some of that pristine play we saw on that earlier game on Brawlhalla, or otherwise it's going to be curtain to them in the winner's side of bracket, and Vortex is going to have a guaranteed top 2 spot.
Well, we talked about the movement earlier, and obviously movement is a huge part of neutral, and I think that movement and neutral has been very dominant from Vortex this game. His weapon throws are controlling the spacing of where Tiger can really move, and here we go, getting some good damage. Wow, that hit from the backside. Tried to throw a sig out, but Vortex was smart enough to not step forwards into it. Waited, didn't really get a punish, but we're still moving around here, getting some good hits. The chase going down from Vortex, trying to close this bad boy out.
That's the thing about Crystal Temple, is that sometimes the movement on this stage can feel a little bit sticky because of how low the platforms are. And so just like that, you know, you can find, it seems like Tiger is almost stuck in the mud, you know, trying to get out, and Vortex is just capitalizing, seemingly more comfortable with the stage in general. Tiger almost throwing it all away right there, one hit away from almost certain death. Oh, maybe one more.
My goodness. And I talked about the sig being the taunt, but hits the actual taunt, the old disco dance, the V in front of the eyes, and now we're hitting the break dance. And my goodness, Vortex with some beautiful play going into the next round. That sends Vortex to grand finals. Am I wrong?
You are correct. That
Come on now.
Send Vortex
Ding,
to
ding,
grand. Wow, so you know, you were about to punch your ticket, man. We were talking about when is Tiger gonna lose, right? When is Tiger gonna lose? And right now in grand finals, Vortex is sitting in there, right? But to my knowledge, this wouldn't be the first time Tiger has gotten knocked out in winners finals, but I'm pretty sure he's come back to win the tournament every single time.
Every time.
Every single
Be it
time.
knocked
He said they're
down.
gonna do it again.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like, okay, wow, Tiger got sent to losers, but I mean, we got to see more. There's more to come. Somebody in the loser side already is going to have to take care of him, or he's going to have to go back to grand finals and see what Vortex is talking about again. If Vortex played a very good game, if they meet up again, you know, it could be either players. What was it? The last time I saw 1v1 Southeast Asia, that was when Dolan went head up and reset the bracket against Tiger. Am I incorrect?
That's correct, but Dolan just couldn't seal the deal.
Couldn't seal the deal. In the reset, it was 3-1.
They've gotten close, but they can't seal the deal. And
Speaking of Dolan,
yeah, here he is, the Orion man himself, pulling up with the rocket lance and all of the swag, here to play up against Holix, power ranked 8 in the region, who's also a fiend in his own right, going crazy. I mean, 3.8K in earnings, not too shabby in comparison to the 5 that Dolan's made.
Hey man, give me some of that. That's all I'm saying.
Please.
You know what I mean? You can go and hit my PayPal up, guys. Don't worry about it. But anyway, we are going to be selecting stages right now. It looks like the Vector pick is back in action coming from Dolan, and I am actually excited because his Vector was going kind of sick last week in twos.
Yeah, man, no, I really, really, really love the Dolan Vector, and I'm
Yes.
so happy just to see people using that character. And I even remember last time we saw the Dolan Vector, it went for the down sig, the forbidden move, the bombs across the field. Like, I was like, oh, so not only do you play Vector, but you trying to swag out on people with Vector. So let me see it, because I want to see more of that.
Yeah, I want to see it in ones, right? Because in twos, it was kind of like, there was so much going on with Sire that he was able to catch a lot of neutral sigs and things like that on the sneak, and catch people slipping trying to dodge Sire. But let's see what happens in the ones.
And you see, it's going to be starting off to be a little bit slower of a game. They're just jumping around each other. Ain't nobody throwing out a hitbox. I can't even tell if this reality. Alex is he's just jumping around. Woo, doing some jumping jacks. 1, 2. Oh, there we go. He's in there. Almost hit him with the buckle my shoe, but got out of there.
The buckle my shoe. I had absolutely no idea that that was a real match. I don't know what was going on with that one, but we're in it now. They're finally throwing bows. Holix was just feeling out the movement, I guess, right? Let me see what Dolan does if I just hop around for a little bit. And Dolan didn't do nothing about it. Got the bow in hand, and this is the one that I wanted to see, right? We know he can play the rocket lance, but what is that bow talking about?
Yeah, Hogs was just triangle jumping with the movement like Marvel, you know, looking like Magneto, just triangle jumping around the screen. But hold on, just as I say that, I mean, Dolan actually managing to find this neutral air on the left side of the screen, getting these juggles, and that's what makes the bow such a scary weapon, right? It's just like, man, at any moment, it can just sneak up on you, scoop you with that neutral air, and it's so hard to land. Beautiful down air.
Beautiful down there with a weapon toss, and that should be it. Wow, I thought he was going to go for the ground pound. There was no other option. It was a guarantee.
That was so sneaky. I didn't even think the option. I thought he was going to go for the falling side air. That's the other checkmate option you can go for. Or you can go for the down air like he did, but you have to time the fastball, and that's the tricky part about it, that he missed in that scenario, but still in a good spot. Gets a neutral air. One more will certainly KO, and a D-light into a neutral air is a guaranteed true conversion because there is so much stun on that D-light.
Yeah, that was super, super nice. Off the gravity cancel, mind you, and there's another gravity cancel for your troubles, but still not enough. You're going to allow Dolan to get some damage here. Holix has got to get this stock off. I say it a lot. You can't let people take that stock and rack you up to red. You've got to get it early.
Oh, well, this could be a huge throw
my
from that
goodness.
stock. Yeah, that's a big mistake from Dolan there. Just, I don't know, flying a little bit too close to the sun, I suppose, or something with the movement, was trying to get tricky off stage and just kind of fumbled the bag, and that just gave Holix kind of a very easy intro back into this game.
That's right. Yeah, it definitely was trying to be tricky with the movement. Tricked himself up. Being really tricky with the movement once again. And is trying to take the stock. Another ground pound. Dolan, you sick man. How? Oh, my God.
Pound! 4 ground pounds! Hit him with the tres leches cake and said, oh, wait, there's more!
That was beautiful, man. I'm telling you, the more I watch Dolan, the bigger of a fan I become. I think I've expressed that Doggo is one of my favorite players, but Dolan's working his way up that ladder.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Oh man, it doesn't get that beautiful every day of the week right there. Pinpoint accuracy from Dolan. I'm still kind of stuck in the play, but we have to move on as Holix kind of grasping for his last breath, saying, I am trying to hang on right now, right? I'm going to see if I can keep myself in this game. I'm going to do it one stock at a time, getting some good hits. This can potentially lead to a KO here. The weapon throw gets rid of the dodge, just needs to line up the edge guard and gets the recovery, which is going to give Dolan a chance to get back on the stage.
He got back out there, and now he's just piecing it all together. The puzzle's almost complete. Okay, gravity cancel going to get the uppercut. Clean up that stock, but you're so hurt. What can you do? The axe can rack this up really quick, but just don't let Dolan catch you with one of the cheeky reads. Caught him trying to run backwards. Sig dug the grave, put him in there, and game 1 going to the Vector of Dolan.
And Dolan's filthy for that last side sig, because anyone who's ever played against a Vector knows that side sig always goes just like a little bit further than you think it should, and then you just get caught, and like he didn't use it at all pretty much the entire game, and then at the very end was like, hey, let me jump check you real quick with this one. Do you know how far this goes? And the answer was no, but also doing it in a great spot where even if he tried to dash back, he was going to run out of stage, so just great placement overall.
Yeah, he's gonna run out of stage, and you know Vector kind of like moves forwards when he does the sig, right? And he comes from over the top. So even if you jump, you kind of get wrapped up in the vortex of Vector whenever he does that move. But yeah, so we're gonna go into the next game. Sticking with the same characters, nobody switching. You know, I was talking about this on Twitter the other day. I was so confused. I mean, I know it's like I knew this, but I was so confused when I saw winner switch characters because in most of the games I don't see that. What do you think is the reason why they've chosen to let people do that in Brawlhalla?
You know, I think it's because the game is just, it speaks to how well it's balanced, right? It's the confidence of the fact that that swap is not going to be the difference between a good player and a great player winning. You know, it's like if you make that choice, you're saying for yourself that you're confident enough that whatever decision you're making is for the better, and it should show in your gameplay.
I agree, right? Because most of the time when you're able to do that, my goodness, we're just having this nice little conversation. Play that funky music. It takes that stock. Holix is coming in here swinging with a beautiful game to kick this off. But as I was saying, you know, most of the time is to allow the second player to counterpick. But in a game where you get two weapons, you can't really counterpick like that. I mean, you can, but it's not going to be as strong as it is in other type of fighters. This game is the only one that I can think of that makes sense to allow you to switch characters as the winner. And here we are. Beautiful, beautiful sequence from Dolan to take the stock, taunt right back at him. My man Holix played the funky music, and Dolan just said, thumbs up. Hey, good luck, bro. GG's.
No, honestly, though, just nonchalant with it. It's like always has to do the cool thing. Okay, we get it, you know. But Holix, you know, likes a little bit more flair, and I'm all about it. Getting kind of the dance around Dolan. Dolan finally sneaking a hit in there, but Holix's movement really tricky on the ground, kind of ice skating around the ring.
Yes, sir. But, you know, that Rocket Lance is definitely flying around at the speed of sound. Chase this man down. Here we go. Okay, putting it into the sequence. Tried to catch the neutral stick. Not going to work out. And just being really cautious about how you approach. Dolan is kind of eating a lot of damage here. And there it is. The downlight coming out of Holix with the Sair to back it up. Trying to take the stock out. Not going to be able to get it. And Dolan's back on the board. Rocket Lance once again.
Okay, but Holix has a pretty good array of SIGs that he won't need to use, I guess, to go ahead and secure that last stock, because he manages to do so with just like a well-placed weapon throw, and sometimes it is just that easy. You see them burn their dodge early, especially because, you know, sometimes people will use it immediately so they can get it a second time while they're recovering. If they go for that and you just snipe them with a weapon throw, that's all it really takes. They won't be able to get back from that far away.
Oh, man. Yeah, these guys are taunting each other to death. My goodness, I was not expecting that, and neither was Holix. But Holix right back at him, put together a sequence, and wasn't able to get more damage off that. I actually wanted to see more come off that, just to keep that combo alive.
That's the crazy thing, too, because he went for the double D-Light, which, like, all right, isn't all that crazy. But, oh, weapon throws. It can be that easy. It can be that easy, right? You saw it right there. Weapon throws paying dividends there, especially with the Rocket Lance. The hitbox is so big. Look how chonky that boy is, right? And you got to dodge that entire thing with your character model. And so just by reusing... Oh,
that was almost the game for Holix, but Dolan putting together the... Woo! He got kind of dirty with that one. He got kind of sick with that one. I like it. Racked up some big time damage into the neutral sink. Get him out of here. He said, I'm the Undertaker. Dug the hole, man. Oh my God. That was sick.
I hate it because I love it. Like, it bothers me. It actually bothers me because I'm like, I watch it and I'm like, oh, Dolan, you're so like filthy for that. but I'm also just like, I hate the fact that you went for it. like it's so good, but I hate it. but I love it. But I love it.
Man, I feel you on that. I feel you. Look at these stats. Damage dealt. We got 500 on the side of him. Man, they moved a little quick. We got into the game too fast, right? But those stats would have meant a lot if I could have read them. Let's get into this next game. We got the bow in the hand of Dolan. Looking good. Gonna take the next weapon and keep it out of the hands of Holix. Let's see if we can rack up some big time damage to start this round out.
Okay, and Holix, oof. I like that conversion, going for the sliding grounded Sair there to go ahead and get a conversion. And the Axe looking amazing out the gate right now. Dolan trying to get a little bit of counterattack here. Finds two, goes for the filthy move once again. It gets it. Oh, man. It can go so much further than you think it does. But it's a plane, baby. It's a rocket ship.
All right. But, I mean, you know, we keep talking about that Lance. The Lance has been like the KO weapon, but he's racking up big damage with this bow. Look at this control. AA Central.
Just the stutter step like 15 million times, then to try to go for a D-light. Like he was like the best blow player in the world. I was like, all right, bro.
Oh, my goodness. The weapon throw is not going to be enough to stop that neutral from the bow. KO on the side of Dolan. And we got a good lead here. Going to try to rack some damage up with this good old Rocket Lance. And we got a spear. Sair, good to go. That's exactly what you needed, Holix, to keep yourself in this game before you took too much damage. You know, I'm liking like the showmanship from these two right now. They're really, really talking to each other with their character movement.
And here we go, man. I mean, Dolan seemingly having a pretty good time. There we go. Ooh, skating on him again with the left-right movement saying, check out my footsies. And I mean, Holix just kind of looking at him like, aight, right? Nothing really has happened from the interaction, but now Dolan just kind of speeding things up a little bit, finding several unanswered hits, goes for a cheeky down tick there with a pretty safe read, all things considered, and manages to get out maybe on top.
I ain't gonna lie, man. You said it was pretty safe. It was kind of looking real dangerous to me. I thought it was going to be the end of his days on yellow. They only got caught by one more D-light? I don't know, bruh.
You know, he liked to dance with the devil a little bit. I mean, Dolan just, wow, completely outplaying him in movement right there. Like, just really broke his ankles, moved left to the right, hit the dash back, hit the D-light. It was all but a flash in the eyes of Holix because of how smooth he was with it. But even with that said, oh, if he had done the downer the other way, but now Dolan gets the reversal. That's big money. That's big money. That's not a GameStop trade, you know. Because if that was a GameStop trade, you would have been the one who came out with less. But, you know, at least for Dolan there, that's as good as it can get, right? One for one, I'm up one. That's game. Bet.
Give it up for the man Flambo. That's not a GameStop trade, but also give it up for Dolan. Last week, he actually did that in twos. He did the same thing he just did to close that. He had went down into the deep depths and landed the final blow into the fall on the back, pull out the daisy taunt. He's got that in his arsenal. He did this exact same thing last week.
And the thing is I gotta have respect for someone who sets a goal and then immediately achieves it, right? Was looking at Dolan's Twitter saying, I'm aiming for top 3 this weekend, right? Where are we right now? We're in the losers finals. That means, said, I'm gonna get top 3, got top 3. You already did what you came here to do, right? And now this means you can play with no worries because you're like, I said I was gonna do this, I did it. Now I'm gonna just play like my life is on the line, you know? And just have fun with it.
You know what, man? He said he could play with no worries. Dolan out here with the Hakuna Matata, and he's going to have to put everything he's got into this next match. Going up against the Koji. Yeah, what a wonderful phrase, man. What a wonderful phrase, and what a wonderful matchup. Two of the best we have in this region going head-to-head and not in grand finals. The headliners of this region. They're going to get against each other in losers finals. But this is still going to be a big one and a great one for everybody to watch.
And I'm just like, at this point, you know, if Dolan wins, one, it'll be huge because it'll be the first time he would have knocked Tiger out of the tournament, right? He's beaten him before, but he's never knocked him out of the tournament. But then on the other end, it'll be huge because then it would mean Tiger didn't win a tournament, and that's his whole thing on one end, right? Like, didn't do it in twos. Is it also going to be the same tournament for ones as well?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be big on either side of the spectrum. If Tiger wins and he goes on to win the tournament, it's huge because he keeps his amazing run alive. But, like you said, if Dolan ends up winning after getting set back big time in this match, then it would be amazing for him to take that first put out of Tiger in a tournament. But Tiger is just showing why he's the man in his position by putting a lot of damage onto the second stock while not even touching red on the first one.
And here we go. I mean, so far, Tiger looking like completely in control of the match so far. The neutral going in his favor, using the quick, agile, nimble moves of the sword to just check Dolan at every potential opportunity. And Dolan's having a really tough time responding.
Really tough time, but it's looking a little better than it was right now. Just barely dipped under that bow toss and just wasn't even afraid to go back to the stage with the rocket lance sitting right there. I'm kind of scared of that weapon, but Tiger's been here and done it before.
Yeah, so far, I mean, Dolan, boom, there we go, manages to find a recovery, finally finding a moment to go ahead and secure the first stock of Tiger. But this match has been a little bit more slowly paced, right? Dolan's picking and choosing when he wants to attack a little bit more because he knows just how heavily Tiger can punish him, and he respects that.
Yeah, got to put some respect on this man's name. Oh, tried to hit him with the SIG. Nice movement from Dolan to not get KO'd by that. Almost put together a beautiful sequence. If he could have landed that Sair or went for a down air, then he could have put something big together, but it's going to end up losing the stock quick, fast from the beautiful execution of Tiger.
And that was just like a great, like option selects. It's just like, Tiger says, hey, I'm going to put you in this position, and I'm just going to do the thing that if in this scenario you do one thing, fine, I win. And if in this other scenario you do this exact same thing and I still win, and that's what that side sig was, right? It didn't hit, didn't get punished, still had positioning. Just said, no matter what, I will come out on top. And now Tiger just continuing to make calculated plays like that to secure such lead for himself, has Dolan on the ropes in this first game.
So much control going on right now. This is amazing. This is a spectacle. This is what you want to see from high-level players, right? Especially when you're supposed to be the cream of the crop. This guy is just showing why he's the man with the master plan. Look at that. Every single move was calculated. Every chase was pinpoint. Just not even allowing. Dolan came off of a game where Dolan was looking unstoppable, and then you come in here and you just get completely wrangled and just taken into the stables.
And the thing about Tiger that makes him so scary is that he will pick good options in good positions often. And it'll always be options where he'll maximize the most he can get while also getting a very minimal punish in return, right? He'll throw you in the corner, go for this side sig, and, if he hits you, you're dead. If he misses, well, you know what? It doesn't really matter because you were off stage when I went for this side sig anyway, so you're not in a good position to punish me from. And that's how he maximizes in scenarios where he keeps forcing that position on people over and over.
And I like that you say that, and then I want to go even further because you spoke on he does things off the edge, right? That big they can turn into a big play, but if he misses, can't really punish him. He does that in the middle of the stage too. He's just a really hard guy to hit. He's just so good with the movement and the placement of his attacks.
I mean, did you see how he managed to dodge 2 Sairs from Dolan, right? And they were pretty well-placed Sairs, I'd say, and then somehow managed to find a way to sneak before the third comes around and get a neutral light onto Dolan. Like, it's decisions like those where it's like, man, like he's really, really maximizing his use of the stage.
Exactly. Whew. And we didn't even talk about the fact that Dolan switched characters, went for the gusto with the neutral sig, not going to land, but he is now Orion, his main, the real deal Holyfield, trying to use this spear instead of the bow to see what he can do to get this game rolling. He hasn't touched the rocket lance yet, tossed away the weapon, and now we're at this is his home, right? This is what he loves to use. He's best with this. Let's see what he can do to try to take this stock first, but right now Tiger kind of terrorizing. And beautiful recovery. It's kind of tough when you're on the edge to get on the stage with that rocket lance. And I say it every single time I'm on the mic with this guy playing. He is the best at recovering with the rocket lance.
And that's what makes it so tough too, right? I'm pretty sure the last time that Dolan was able to find victory here, it was with this legend. And because you can do cheeky stuff like that, right? We were talking about how this game was about movement. Did you see the way he zoomed off of that platform and started charging a Sig, letting it go before Tiger was even able to recognize what happened? That's what movement, especially platform movement, is useful for.
Yeah, that's one of the highest execution things in this game, right? When you do a slide off of the plat and turn around at the same time, right? And know when to release. That's some beautiful execution coming off the side of Dolan.
Here we go. I mean, Dolan actually getting a pretty good lead, but that's why the sword and especially Koji is so useful. Just the ability to throw out so many attacks and cover yourself. It can make it tough. Dolan thought he had to punish there.
Man, without doing anything, Tiger is guarding the edge so well that Dolan has almost exhausted all his exclamation marks every time he's touched that side wall. What a Sair, and it's still going. He dunked him! Yes, sir! I love it. Clyde Drexler put him into the deep depths with that long-range dunk.
And that was a perfect play from Dolan right there. He read far into the future, and it totally showed from the way he was able to finesse that situation. You could tell from the moment he got the side light to send Tiger off stage, he went for an immediate gravity cancel D-light because he knew he was off stage, and if he had gone for the D-light, he would have done a down air by accident because he would have been off stage.
Man, this is a dominant performance after kind of getting, you know, controlled to a T in game one. To come into this game and play this clean and have this big of a lead, you have to feel good about yourself.
And here we go. I mean, Dolan, you know, saying, hey, the Orion is probably the pick here, right? I mean, you're up in entire stock. You have a lap in damage. You're looking pretty good. You should be able to get this game if you're Dolan here, and that's definitely a hell of a way to do it.
Yo, that was definitely the one. Slid off Clyde Drexler him again and dunked the mess out of him. And for you youngsters, guys, in case you guys don't know who Clyde Drexler is, you go back and you go look at some NBA history, and he was one of the best dunkers the league had ever seen at his time. And right now, Dolan is showing the world that he's one of the best dunkers in Brawlhalla with that dunk right there on the highlight reel, right back into another one, puts the daisy on the chest. I'm sleep.
Sleep, you know, put some extra C's on it. I'm sleep, right? Definitely, you know, took a breather with that one, took a little nap at the end of that game to reward himself for being able to get not one, but two dunks onto the best player Southeast Asia has ever known, and bringing the set count to 1-1.
I know that's right, man.
Or
you
game
talk about
count,
hitting the game count, yeah, exactly. But I mean, set count, game count, either way it goes, man, you got it. But I was gonna say, you know, he landed two of those on the best player that this region has, and that makes me, and I hope a lot of people in the chat, feel a lot better, because I get slam dunked a lot by that move when I'm playing this game. So to see somebody 40 times better than me get hit by it, you know, hey, it's all good, man. Everybody bleeds, right?
Yeah, that's just facts, man. It's just Space Jam, man. Come on and slam. You know, you gotta really make sure that you're ready. And Dolan, you know, looking pretty happy. I mean, the way he played that last game was phenomenal, right? He was able to not only win, but win convincingly, and that's exactly the kind of ego boost you need when you're down a game.
That's for sure. That is for sure. And it's also got to make you feel good that you made him switch characters, right? You made him go to the big guns. Made him go to the brain. And look at the combo he put together right there. What a sequence from Dolan. And he was on the edge. He was the one trying to fight back. And he's going to be the one leading the game, almost getting the stock. And the Sair is there. My man Dolan still in big-time control, taking that momentum from game two.
You talking about risky plays, bro. Dolan just cashed out on some of the riskiest play I've ever seen. Going for that neutral air and then gravity canceling for that Rocket Lance N-Sig while he was off stage, potentially putting him in a position to get edge guarded heavily, was a crazy play to make. But somehow he got rewarded for it, and that's why going hard or going home can really make the difference sometimes. Take a look at that.
My God, that was such a hard read. Are you kidding me?
And man, if you're can read in that day, you know, if you are LeVar Burton, if you are just just having the time of your life that day, it's going to be the easiest book you ever read.
Oh my goodness. He's definitely not Floyd Mayweather because he's reading really well right there. Here we go. Gonna try to get this. Oh my gosh.
50 really have to do him like that?
That was uncalled for. I feel like 50 right now. But well, right now, we're trying to see who can get this stock off. Tiger is really going to have to get rid of this one if he wants to mount a comeback in this game. Not to say it's going to be insurmountable if Dolan gets this stock first, but that's just not where you want to be as a player. Here we go, jumping around, trying to land this touch. Both of them being really careful. Oof. And, trying to go for the helicopter with the ground pound, no good. And Tiger going to land the hit. Now, this is the moment of truth. Tiger's got to rack up some damage here and just even up this game as much as possible. It's okay if you lose this stock early, but kind of try to get him to orange, something like that, where it looks a little bit more fair and doesn't, it'll get into your mental if you're down big. Just keep yourself in the game.
And if you're Dolan, wow, that spot dodge was crazy. You're just looking for the one hit, right? And he finds it with that Sayer from the rocket lance, and now you can see he's starting to get really cocky on the field with the way he's moving, and Tiger might be letting it get to him a little bit. Is today going to be the day where Tiger finally doesn't come out with the crown? I mean, got to do it a game at a time, but Dolan's feeling confident.
Yeah, Dolan is definitely feeling confident. I was wondering, one of the big things I was wondering is if Dolan was going to come into this set with the tomfoolery, the joking around that we had in the set before. And in game one, you kind of didn't see it like that, right? Got really controlled, wasn't playing around, wasn't taunting like that. But once it got game two, what a gravity cancel punish. Are you serious? But yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing the jokes. We're seeing the games. Because when you're playing like this, you can put on a show like Dolan's doing. We got 2-1 on the board.
Man, what an option as well, I don't know if he even meant to go for the neutral light or if he wanted to go for the D light, because if he went for the neutral light, he was thinking, all right, I'm going to put out a hitbox here that actually lasts like a decent amount of time so you can run into it. Or alternatively, if he goes for the D light, he can say, all right, I know exactly where you're going to be and I'm going to combo into the ground pound afterward. And I like his cheeky option choice. I think it paid off well for him there.
Man, if that was any other player, I'd say they weren't trying to do that, right? The gravity cancel neutral, right? But it's Dolan, man. I think he did that on purpose. He was like, I kind of got the game. I'm going to hit him with this nonsense real quick and then make him recover again. That's what I'm assuming.
Because sometimes, it's just the first thing you can think of for that situation, and it's going to work, right? You really like that. You just it's going to work, and at the worst case scenario, you're going to be in a favorable position still. So you just go for it.
Oh, no, man. See, you're being technical. I think Dolan was just like, no, I'm going to make you recover again. I'm just going to make you go back out there, and I'm still going to kill you.
I mean, just like that, the way Dolan's been playing these past few games, it's been tough for Tiger. Sure, Tiger finds a couple hits here, unharmed even, but it's been kind of a slow burn at Tiger this entire time here, slowly being whittled away, and then Dolan just steadily building a lead and just closing it out.
I like what Tiger's doing right here, and I do like switching back. Because Bren, both characters got kind of dominated in the same fashion, but why not go for that speed? Because Dolan's playing kind of wild and reckless. What a combo. Just put it all together, recognize that he would burn the dodge, and put it together. But, both characters got treated the same way. Why not just go, okay, let me match your intensity with the faster character instead of trying to slap you out the gym. And my goodness, Dolan is being really, really on point, on cue with some of these punishes. Being able to recognize that the dodges are burnt and putting together nice combos that you don't see every day. These are not household combos.
And I gotta say, man, with each new legend that drops, right, they get crazier and crazier signature effects, right? But there's something so perfect and simple about the Orion neutral sig that, I still think it's one of the best, man, in terms of just, how satisfying it feels to hit. They nailed it on that one. That's an A+, baby.
I agree, right? Turns that cannon, turns that that lance around and shoots the cannon. Hits him with the good old blast. That's actually a few of the six, but there we go. Gonna land the D-Light from Koji, trying to get him out of here. Tiger just is being real cautious about how he wants to approach this edge. I mean, because Dolan's been able to turn a lot of these situations around. Beautiful, beautiful way to land the neutral and get that stock. Didn't take too much damage. That's how you do it, right? No overextension, didn't take a lot of damage, just caught some nice pinpoint buttons and even the game up.
There we go. This one a little bit closer than the last few games, and if I'm Dolan, that's not what I want, because you want to just close it out here, right? You've been in this scenario before where you think you're going to win against Tiger, and then you aren't the one who comes out on top, and so definitely saying, come on, I just got to fix this. I got to close it out. I got to just fix up my gameplay and close it out right now, and I'm like, you might be getting in your own head a little bit. Might make this go to a game 5 if you think it's over too quick.
Definitely don't want this to go to game 5. I don't know what Tiger did in between games, but this is way better gameplay coming out of Tiger's side. Just so smooth and on point. Lined it up, pulled one out the quiver and popped him in his chest. Bullseye, baby. And we got a lead from Tiger when Tiger was down. Such a well-controlled second stock.
We were talking before about how Tiger, you know, will go for those like safe hard reads, right? Goes for that side stick there, but I will say it was even so much more in his favor because the side light that he hit Dolan with before disarmed Dolan, so then he became unarmed and he's like, what are you gonna punch this with?
Exactly. And I'll tell you right now, I know you saw that, but if Tiger was able to see that, that is remarkable, right? You see that in the moment, to see that he lost the weapon, so you choose to do a sig. That would be amazing, and I would love to see him, you know, kind of shed some light on that to see if that was the case.
Because Dolan definitely, you know, it's struggling, right? You know, one hit away, you know, probably a D-light recovery, maybe just nair him to death. Death by 1,000 cuts. Oh, and that end-light
exactly
should, not quite, maybe a weapon throw. What's he gonna do, down air? No, he's just gonna bide his time. Tries to go for a delayed edge guard, and it doesn't quite work out. But Dolan, wow, you're crazy. Your back
that
against
was
the
definitely
ropes.
the game if he missed that.
But he'll take the trade. He'll take it.
Oh, man. So I was watching a beautiful game from Tiger, and we're going to tie this setup 2-2. But I was watching the dev stream the other day, and Foda was talking about babysitting, right? You come out on the edge with somebody, and you don't make a play, but you move around so much that they're worried about how to recover themselves. That's literally how Tiger played that whole game. Never came off the side and did anything. Just hovered around him, scared him to death, and would get him when he tried to get back on the stage. Beautiful, beautiful babysitting.
Yeah, I mean, even looking at the damage done, right? Like, you have 354 from Dolan, and then on the other side, you got Tiger, you know, quite a bit higher than you there. So then it's like, man, like, not only did you, like, lose, you were getting, like, beat up, you know? Like, it was bad. There was, like, a mugging and, like, everyone graduated from high school and they're like 35 now and working full-time jobs and they have family and they're still thinking about that moment. Like, that's how bad, you know? You don't want to be that guy.
Oh my goodness. He hit him with the, if he dies, he dies. Oh my goodness.
Man.
And here we go. Another good start coming out from Tiger, using the movement, the dexterity of Koji, landing some good hits. Finally misses one, and Dolan could have created something off of that, but decided to wait and see what Koji was going to do. And now here he is, getting babysat off the edge, trying to recover, trying to see what he needs to do.
Oof. Beautiful neutral light coming out right there from Tiger. Beautiful use of the anti-air, and Dolan, I mean, falling behind pretty early on this game. I feel like it's been a little bit more fast-paced for a start in comparison to the past few games we've seen, and Tiger almost blazing ahead here, looking just for that one final blow-off stage to potentially seal the deal. But if Dolan can sneak back onto the stage, might have a chance to go ahead and mitigate some of this damage. Cool.
Yeah, he's got the spear, and he's definitely going to need to get back on the stage. That was such a nice jump neutral light. But gonna have to get something going here and not die early with this spear. And wow! Short hop, popped him in the top of the noggin, sent him down into the deep depths. And he just wasn't able to get back on the stage, man. The presence right there on that corner is just too strong. Just too strong.
And if you're Dolan here, you know, I'm a little bit nervous, right? Once again, you've come so close. You've done it before. You know you can do it again. But is today going to be the day? seeing yourself in a position where, you know, you could have been so close to just closing it out right there, but still always having the gall to go for these crazy plays off stage, right? You're down an entire stock, and you say, I'm going to go ahead and edge guard with the Rocket Lance, and that confidence it's what makes Dolan such a good player.
That's definitely what makes Dolan such a good player, because Dolan has the confidence to make those kind of plays and really is one of the best at executing those type of plays, right? A lot of people go for those kind of things and you kind of whiff, you barely miss, you miss timing and allow the person to dodge through. It's just hard to get people in these moments. And Dolan knows, like, hey man, I'm coming out there and I'm gonna get this job done.
And the thing about Brawlhalla, right, is that, like, despite the fact that, you know, these hitboxes are pretty large for majority of things, the movement makes it so hard to hit people sometimes, right? You have to be pinpoint accurate to make sure that your attack is going to land, and Dolan's able to do that off stage with immaculate accuracy. But even with that said, you know, this game is as close as it's been, and Dolan in a pretty bad spot in the corner. Tiger just kind of lets him come in, but immediately fights for that space back with a bow recovery, and Dolan gets the weapon spawn of the gods.
Yeah, that was kind of lucky right there to get that thing to fall right there. But one thing, even though we saw the highlight come out from Dolan to take that first stock, Dolan's actually been kind of chill and reserved this match and playing more neutral base, kind of relaxed. That was a nice weapon toss into the ground pound. Nice with the gravity cancel, but it's going to allow Tiger to get an extra jump. He's going to make it back and got his dodge back also. Was going to be able to take that stock.
Oh my God.
Both of these guys fishing for
Holy
the
cow.
one. Ooh, this is Dragon Ball right now. Finally lands the hit, and Dolan's going to get Krillined off the side of the stage.
And honestly, if you're Dolan, you can't feel too bad about that, because that stock, you started pretty far behind before, and you were able to sneak past some scenarios, make it back on stage, and essentially tie the damage. If you can just get that final blow here, you'll have yourself a tie game, and that's exactly what you want. Don't let Tiger get too far ahead.
Yeah, can't let him get too far ahead. I really feel bad for him about that weapon throw, not able to get his weapon back, but finally going to get a weapon again. We're not going to see too much spear play in this game. Tried to get that, but the spacing from Tiger was perfect, and here we go. We're in the final bit of this set. Who is going to be moving forwards to go holla at Vortex in Grand Finals?
And that's the thing that's so scary about this set, is that no matter what happens, history is going to be made here one way or the other, and that's like extremely exciting to think about. But also, which way will the pages of history decide to turn? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this game, you know, I was looking right there. Was Tiger going to switch it up and try to come out there and talk to him on the edge? Or is he going to stick to the middle of the stage? Tiger's going to decide to play neutral in the mid. Knows he's dominating it. Dolan really trying to figure out what to do. I like it. Popped him with the weapon. Here we go, trying to put it together. But the beautiful retaliation with the neutral. Oh my goodness, that's not it.
One more chance.
Tiger is right here on the cusp of victory. Dolan is fighting for his life out here. All right, he's about to have the exclamation. 2. Gets back on stage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
He can only take one more of those. Oh my God, the weapon throw. He messed up his own combo. Oh, he goes for the hardest read. Oh,
that was the
Dolan.
hardest of reads.
Live by it or die by it, though, because that is the one dodge that's like extremely annoying to cover as Sphere. You can really only cover it by jump and gravity canceling and seeing where they go. The only other option you can do there is jumping, feigning that you're going to go for a D-Light, and then just going for recovery, and it'll cover a good amount. So, like, I get it. I understand why you'd go for that. You think, what would I do if I was in this scenario? I would probably dodge for the hardest thing to cover, right? And he said, that's what I'm going to go for because I want to win. And he just couldn't get it. That's, man.
Man.
That's a champion.
They
That's
just rolled that replay right there. Great job, Dolan. But Tiger, we gotta remember, if you take a look at that, Tiger didn't dodge. He didn't dodge. He just fell down to the ground, and Dolan went up to read a dodge upwards. And Tiger just fell to the ground and punished him for throwing out that hard read. To sit there and not dodge in a situation like that, my goodness, that is cojones.
Yeah, no, honestly, right? Because it's like you are really waiting for that cue of the like flashing white from the iframes for you to react to do something, and you just said, well, what if I just didn't show you that visual cue? And you're
Yeah.
like, damn, I didn't think of that. You know, it's like, ah, man.
Set him up, took him out, and now here we are in grand finals with the rematch of Tiger versus Vortex. And right now, Tiger is the one on the back foot. Gonna have to win 2 sets to take this tournament. Vortex in a beautiful position of winner side grand finals.
Yeah, this is going to be, you know, a tough one for Vortex because, I mean, once again, going to get so close to dethroning the threat of history and time. But on the other end, you know, for Tiger, it's going to be like, man, I don't want to let the streak end, though. And I understand that from the viewpoint of someone who likes to win. So, you know, let's see how long I can keep that going.
Oh man, I feel like anybody that holds a position like this, I've never done it, right? But I would assume you don't ever want to let it go. You want to see if you can do this forever. You know, something. What if he just takes the Jordan round and retires afterwards, right? Just gets another dub and just gets out of here like, hey, man, y'all are never going to do it. You can win without me being on the board. But Vortex is trying to take that one step closer, taking the first stock here in Game 1 of Grand Finals and trying to be the one to dethrone him.
Here we go. Tiger, you know, seemingly trying to bring this back here, has a pretty good position in the left side of the map, has the opponent in the corner. They're going to have to burn some stuff to get on stage, and man, just to time the perfect ground pound to just catch their opponent unaware. That is the use of that dash jump ground pound. It comes out so fast, right? Like everyone thinks, oh man, ground pounds are such slow moves, but when you mask half of it in movement like that, it like completely changes your ability to realize what's going on.
It definitely does. And can we talk about how you can change your styles in games, right? Like if you're as good as Tiger is, you're able to change your style. Well, remember, I was talking about how he was babysitting last game and didn't come off the side at all. And look at what he's doing here against Vortex. He's just hopping out there and deciding to play in the Devil's Playground out there on the edge. And he was not doing that at all against Dolan.
Oh my gosh, and wow, I don't even know how Vortex was able to sneak past that arrow, but even then, Tiger didn't get punished for it, and that's the kind of plays he likes to go for, as we mentioned before. Just having quite a time here. I don't know if a D-Sig will quite KO, probably not from the middle of the stage, but we'll see. Tiger, go ahead, almost gets KO'd there, gets disarmed though, but it's just gonna do it without, and the sword spawns on the top platform to give him the assist, and we have ourselves a close game for sure.
What a gravity cancel into the D-Light, picked it up with the recovery. Nice combo. The lead has been taken by the leader of SEA. And let's see if Vortex can keep the mental strong and get game 1, because you don't want to fall behind and give him that chance to reset.
Go. All right, Tiger already starting off with a pretty, you know, decent neutral air, gets a juggle scenario, state kind of set up. Not really able to get much, but you can see Vortex being really hard to hit and finding some sneaky pot shots to boot. That's a great way to play that situation. But Tiger just really trying to extend the lead, and you can see Vortex being very careful about when they're going to throw out attacks, because they're like, I don't want to just give you more damage for free. And that makes sense, right?
Makes perfect sense. We're looking for the moment, trying to get the hit. This is Koji. It shouldn't be too hard to get this KO, but, I mean, if you're just being really evasive the way that Tiger is, it's kind of hard to get the touch. And once again, we're going to see that gravity cancel into the D-Light, but this time from the opposing side, and that was a clean way to get that stock off and not eat too much damage.
And that was a nice bait with movement right there from Vortex as well, right? He does a jump immediate fastfall, making it look like he's actually going to go for an aerial. And he's like, oh, all right, that's what I'm going to punish. And then just stops, backs up, goes for a gravity cancel, D-Light, and KUs, thinking that you're going to do something. And that's tough to deal with. I mean, Vortex, you know, sitting here in a pretty tough spot right now because it doesn't have a whole lot of jumps in the corner. But I think Tiger is in a good spot to take this. We're going to see.
That was kind of wild. I actually thought that Tiger was going to go for that edge guard and go out there and go talk to him on that last time he knocked him off the side. And that's going to be a pickup coming from Vortex. We saw 3 gravity cancel D-Light KOs in that first game. So we're seeing that the sword is the weapon of choice, and it's actually the most powerful on the board right now, coming out of both players.
That last D-Light was sick. that was sick. I just jumped up with the dare, landed on the platform, and then got the dash back D-Light on the plat. That like, I don't know, that's some platform movement stuff, right? Like, you got to know,
Yeah.
that's something you have to know how the end lag of your moves work in positioning and in relation to the platforms on the stage in order to do that so smoothly.
Yeah, I didn't even notice until the replay that it was not a gravity cancel and it was a plat play. That was beautiful, beautiful. But we got an Amber switch coming out of Tiger. My goodness, this is something I definitely didn't expect. Gonna keep the bow.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to pan out, because Ember is always one of those, like, hot topics in terms of, is she good, is she not, does she have too little defense, and does that do more to harm her than the amazing Sig kit and weapon combination that she has. And I feel like as of late, especially with the buffs that Qatar has gotten in the past, that the answer is definitely, nah, she's good now.
Yeah, I think Qatar is definitely the strongest weapon in the game, if not one of, and that's going to be a clean KO. I mean, look, so the sword coming from Vortex is what's going to take that stock, right? I was saying the star of the show from both players in the game one was the sword. I'm not the one to tell anybody how to play, but I just don't understand why Tiger decided to switch off of it when he was doing so well with it.
Yeah, I mean, so far, we're going to see if it pans out. I would think it's probably because you want the Qatars, right? Because they're extremely quick. You can react to a lot of people's dodges. You know, you hit them with a side light, D light, and you can just wait and react. So you can get a lot of guaranteed damage as long as your reactions are on point, which I think is a very attractive draw to it. And it's hard to punish, and that's something that is extremely useful to have in a competitive game like this. So I just want to see how the Qatars pan out. Was it worth using the sword? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's doing good right now. He's not really eating too much damage. Trying to take this stock. Very good with the Sair falling down. Caught him catching, going to the other side. Switching over to the bow now. And what is going to be the KO option coming out of this bow? Beautiful job. Just caught him. Just set up the timing, right? Both of them walking back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, and just popped over there with the D-Light.
There you go, right? That's something that's nice to have. You know, a nice guaranteed KO confirm off the D-Light. That's something that's going to do wonders for you, and especially with a legend like Ember. You know, you combine that with the amazing signature kit she has on the bow, and like, man, that's a lot of boom power, right? That's some gunpowder for sure.
Yes, for sure. Misses that Sig. I feel like just barely evading every time his Vortex on that Sig. It's not going to touch once this whole match. Wow, weapon toss. Catch the weapon straight into the forward Sig. And Vortex is looking amazing to start off this set, fending off the reset and trying to dethrone the king that is Tiger. Got the gauntlets in hand, got him on the last stock trying to get some of that good old free damage. But the Qatars are going to say, I got something to say about that.
Just like that. I mean, when you land a defibrillator like that with Val so convincingly, like, that is one of the best feelings in the world, hands down. Like, it is so cool. And you just drag your opponent to the blast zone, and when it KOs, it's just that's a chef's kiss, right? Like, it's like, that's exactly why you play Val. And that was so satisfying to watch, but also a tough break for Tiger, who's, you know, back is to the wall here, right? You lose this, and you're going to be, you know, down 0-2 in the set. You're going to have a tall order ahead of you, so hopefully we'll be able to make something happen.
He's doing pretty good in this stock right here. He's eating more damage than I would like to see him eat, but he's doing pretty good fighting back right now. Going to move back and forth, jumped over the top, but Vortex is too clean with deciding which side Tiger's going to try to be on, and he's getting beautiful reads and punishing the movement.
Okay. Oh, and Tiger gets caught by the weapon throw there. Another one, and you can see Vortex just completely taking use of the panic to try and make a quick play happen, but Tiger was able to come out on top for a little bit there. Has the Qatars in hand, but can't starve Vortex. We're going to have to let him have the sword, and that could be bad.
All right, got that fire hydrant in his clutches.
He's chopping
now,
him.
Okay, you know what I mean? This is how the Qatars work. If he's able to get a nice run, read one dodge, he can turn this into a red stop.
Oh, what a beautiful reaction.
Yes, sir. Ooh, the scoop is almost going to do it. The recovery coming out of Vortex. And the D-Light conversion once again is going to put him in the position for one more game. This is tournament point. Oh, man, how would you be feeling sitting in your seat right now in this position that Vortex is in?
Yeah, if I'm Vortex, I'm gassed, right? I'm like, bruh. This is grand finals. I am one game away from becoming the Southeast Asia Summer 2021 champion, dethroning Tiger for the first time in 1v1 history in the last who knows how long, bro. That's how long it's been. So long that I can say who knows, bro.
Yeah.
Could have asked me 3 years ago, yo, the streak's still running? I'd be like, yeah, probably. You know, like, that's how much you had a hold on the region, right? But, man, things could change today.
This is kind of wild. Everybody at home, I know you're like, man, is this the day? Because I'm feeling the same way. This is a big moment, especially in SEA Brawlhalla history. But Tiger still has something to say about it. This is not over. Look at this unarmed fighting back. Tiger is with the mental fortitude. We talked about how strong of a player Tiger is in the forthcoming games before we got here, and he's not lost a step yet.
Oh, and there we go. Tiger off with the ballistic start here. I think deciding, you know what? My back's against the wall. I'm going to just go all out, man. I'm going to swing, and I'm going to swing, and I'm going to swing. And if it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. And I'm all about it, man. So far, you know, coming out with the damage lead, getting all these juggles, catching the landings with Vortex, Tiger is looking good, at least to start.
Man, those neutralizers with the bow are looking amazing. Just pinpoint, catching them almost every time. Just guarding the weapon with it, neutral into recovery, tried to get him, but finally going to get the gauntlets. Vortex is going to try to fight back here in the first stock, but the Sayer coming out into the edge guard. Tiger with another neutral. Can he get the stock? Boom, recovery, loaded him up into the bow and shot him into the heavens. And here we go, the best start from Tiger yet in this set.
Man, this is Tiger showing just how effective at juggling the bow can be, right? It's so good at catching your landing. The neutral air will like suck you in and scoop you and shoot you back up. And then on the other side, you have the D-Light, which will cover like half the stage. So you try to land and you get caught by that D-Light and then true comboed into another neutral air and whoops, you're back in the sky again.
It just keeps you bouncing in the air, start stealing your jumps, and you run into real dangerous territory. Oh, just stealing your movement options. This is a very high-skilled weapon and a very exciting weapon to see. Vortex trying to take the stock, trying to stop getting bounced around by this bow. But my goodness, Tiger playing like a man possessed. What a neutral. I don't know if that stole the jumps. I think that reset the jumps, but it doesn't matter. Another neutral, and are we going to get an edge guard? What a throw up over the top coming out of Vortex. Ate a good bit of damage there, but that was still beautiful execution to take that stock off of Tiger, and we're going to see what Tiger can do. If I'm Vortex, I don't want to let him get that bow again, man. You're going to have to fight me with the sword. I can't let you do that.
And if you're Tiger, you're kind of bummed about that because you lost that stock because you didn't gravity cancel down sig in the right direction, right? You see the flash, and I think you like panic a little bit, and you think they're dodging through you instead of in place, so then you cover that option, and you're like, I should have just stuck to my guns there. I had the right idea. And then that's got to be a little bit tough. But being able to whittle back here, I mean, needs to get a game before we can even start talking about the realms of possibility of, you know, pulling a reset and winning the tournament. Tiger has a tall order here.
Yeah, that's some big talk. We haven't even seen a single game get taken yet in this set, but this is a very good one. Looking good right now. Doesn't decide to chase out there on the edge, but has high damage. Tried to preemptively go for a Sayer there. Thought he was going to go for maybe a recovery, I guess, but wasn't able to catch it. Recovery coming back out of Tiger. Boom. Almost got the stock and just controlling the space, right? That's what the bow does well. Neutral, going to take the stock, and that was pure, sheer dominance.
And that's the thing about the bow, right? Like, unless you find some of these hard-hitting SIGs, you're not going to be killing people extremely early, right? They're going to take quite a bit of damage, and, you know, you're going to have to hit them quite a few times to finally get that blow. I mean, ending the stock with a Neutralite just shows you how much damage Vortex had to take before losing that stock. If you don't find that D-Light recovery, which even then is nothing in comparison to some of the other KO confirms that other weapons have, it can be tough.
Yeah, it's not the best option, especially with a high ceiling stage, right? It just makes it even harder to KO with it.
Oh my gosh!
A combo coming out of him. Oh, if that Nair would have hit, I don't know. I think that might have been Dunzo for that stock, but it's not gonna work. Beautiful sequence put together from Tiger. Gonna go for the ground pound. Almost had it, but great movement coming from Vortex. Double recovery. Neither one gonna KO. Neutral coming out of Tiger's side. Tiger is almost here. Gonna put this at the 2-1, but Vortex is gonna have to say something about it. What a dodge into the D-Light. Now, you're sitting on hot red, but you're one stock away from being the summer champion from Brawlhalla SEA. What are you gonna see? What are we gonna see? What's gonna be the answer?
And I'm like, Tiger, can you do it? I would love to see you do it. You know, I'd love for you to be like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna bring it back from here and go all the way. All the way. Y'all still got more to learn before you can beat me. I'd love to see that for you. Can you at least bring that storyline to another game? And yes, Tiger can. Finding that side sig at the end of that match to go ahead and bring us to a game number 4.
All right, man. Tiger's that kind of guy, right? I think a lot of the time, even just in a set, right? Not even just going to losers, but in sets, Tiger kind of plays on the back foot. He's so good at not falling off that ledge. To pick himself back up onto the mountain and fight back into this fight. We got 2-1, and it looks like he's just picking up steam, man. He's an avalanche. He's picking up, and he's getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
This is tough. I mean, Vortex just bringing him to Great Hall, right? It's a stage that you don't see super often because it has a lot of space. The platform layout, it's 3, but they're really big, and it really changes the dynamic of the stage. And speaking of changing the dynamic of the stage, Tiger gonna be sent packing. Wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, that was almost a crazy reversal scenario, but Vortex was able to play it right and come out on top. But if you're Tiger, you might be one and done here, right? Like, you're down by an entire stock now, and that can't feel good.
Not at all. And then you're getting chased down by one of the most relentless weapons in the game, the Gauntlets. That thing is very oppressive. Those things. And the sword is actually a tough one too, right? These are 2 controlling weapons, but that bow's back in Tiger's hands, and this is what he's been putting on a spectacle with. Let's see if he can rack up some damage and steal this stock without taking too much.
So far, gets caught. Yeah, and Tiger just keeps getting caught by the gauntlets in these small scenarios, and Vortex has really been able to rack up the damage. Granted, the ground pound didn't lead to the KO, but Tiger still has positioning there. Oh, but now they're going to trade, and now Tiger's the one in trouble. Manages to find some souls in the platform, has to fight for center stage.
All right, here we go. Oh, what a gravity cancel. Doesn't go for any kind of kill option, but that was just a good punish to be like, hey, man, get off me. I got more work to do. I need a weapon. Oh. My goodness, these pickups. Oh. Ooh, the D-Light. I thought we were going to see the ground pound. Either way, it was enough. The character just doesn't have the defense to survive that. He taunted 2 times. He can feel the championship belt coming home with him. Vortex trying to close this out. Tiger is going to have to pick it up big time.
Oh man, yeah, this is the moment where you need to start hearing that Ultra Instinct music playing. Like if I don't hear that, like, bumped up in the headphones right now, I am like, Tiger. Vortex is saying that I think I have effectively won this tournament, standing still even after getting that last stock. You got a lot of work to do here, Tiger. I believe in you, but you know, Vortex might finally make the history we've been waiting for so long.
Oh, yeah, I feel this is really tough to deal with, and the 2 weapons that Vortex is playing with Val are going to be attributed to why this is so hard to come back against. It's like you don't want to get hit, but these 2 weapons hit you fairly easily.
You can see Tiger still swinging. He doesn't want it to end right here. Vortex threatening with that neutral sig. There it comes out again. The second chop. Is it going to happen today?
And here it is. Is that the championship, Sayer? Yes, it was. Played the harp. That is going to be a new championship leader here. That is history made from Vortex. Oh my God, guys. How are y'all feeling in the chat? Because I'm holding my head right now. This is wild. That first stock, look at the way he took that.
Yeah, that was just, I mean, that's good edge guarding, and the perfect dodge as well to dodge the down air from Dolan, because that would have been their stock gone. And not only that, Dolan would have gotten the chase dodge to make it back to the stage. So that would have been the worst possible outcome.
Definitely would have been a bad look, but it's a good look for Vortex. Look at that bracket. We have not seen that in a very, very, very long time. Somebody else winning with that 3 beside their name at Grand Finals with Tiger sitting under them. That is insanity. Give yourself some love. Kudos. Pat yourself on the back. Tiger, always much love. You played amazing as you always do. Come back next time and see if you can start that streak over. But Vortex, hold on to this one until the next championship.
And that's the thing, right? Like, for Tiger, it's